Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 96, I think. I'll have it correct on the title. But, oh my gosh, super busy. So as I'm recording this, it is Wednesday, October, no. It is December. I wish it was October in a way. It is December 11th. We are 2 weeks away from Christmas. Kinda in full-blown freak-out mode. So much to talk about this week. First off, the knit along. So we are knitting Francis, the sock wearing fox. Show you a little butt shot with a little tail. So it's so much fun seeing people talk about it in the group and showing in progress pictures because I love seeing all the little foxes come into life. I love it. She's so squishy. So this knit along is running through December and January, so if you don't have a chance to get to one in December, because I know it's super hectic, you have the whole month of January. And then we have some fabulous Foxy stitch markers donated by Caterpillar Designs, and a pattern up to $7 generously donated by a viewer for prizes. So awesome. I love this yarn. So this one's made out of the Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Twist and Shout base, and it's like maybe a true worsted weight, but it is thick and it is squishy, and I could just fondle it all day long. So I guess straight into finished objects, which I have none of. No, I might have a finished object if I didn't have to frog one. Yeah, I said it, the F word, frog. I guess I'll start with that. So works in progress. I was so excited to have gotten the body of my snowflake sweater done. So pumped. I was like, I think it was Thursday, and I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the home stretch. This will so be done for Christmas. I'm gonna rock this sweater. And then I tried it on. Now, in my defense, I swatched, got gauged, the whole bit, used the right yarn, everything. Everything was perfect. So until I tried it on. I tried it on and it was like a size too big. So the sweater is supposed to fit with 0 to 1 inch negative ease. So it is supposed to fit. It is a fitted sweater. I tried mine on and I had 4.5, maybe even close to 5 inches of positive ease. Meaning it was baggy on me. Not good. So I posted a picture on Instagram. I was heartbroken. I'm like trying to smile in the picture, be like, yeah, I was heartbroken. And it looked okay from the front. Actually, it made me look a little boxy because there is some waist shaping in it. Not a lot, but it just looked boxy on me. And then in the back is where you would see all of that negative ease. Like, it didn't hug me in the front, but it definitely did not hug me in the back at all. It was so loose. And I'm like, okay, first off, one, I paid a fair deal for the yarn. I mean, I bought it at the price that it is, and I bought several skeins of it, and it, you know, for me anyways, was a good deal of money to buy this yarn. Two, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time I put into this, and if I'm putting all this time into it, I want a finished garment that looks good. And three, I have not lost all the weight that I have to look frumpy in a handmade sweater that I made for myself. Especially when I still have a little ways to go. I'm like, at least if it's a smidge small, I'm going to shrink into it, hopefully. I don't want to have to grow into the sweater. I'm done growing, I hope. And I'm like, I have not worked this hard and come this far for this sweater not to fit me. So I frogged it. You heard me. I frogged it. And I started over. Now, so here I am. I got the yoke done in the gray, and I'm into the body. I'm now starting the shaping. Now, if I would have been smart, which I'm not feeling overly smart at the moment, I would have read the pattern to read over, because I'm not giving anything away. You pretty much have the same amount of stitches by the end of the lace pattern for certain sets of the sizes. So for my size, even though I went down a size, it did not change the stitch count for the yoke when you're done with the gray part. It's when you start increasing and making it bigger to a certain point. I didn't have to rip the whole thing out. If I would have just ripped back to the beginning of the gray, it would have been fine. Now the stitch count when you start for I don't know, I guess you'd call it the collar, the head hole. When you start that, it's just a few stitches less now than it was. It would not have been a big enough deal if I wouldn't have gone back and completely frogged it. It would have been fine. Like it totally would have been fine. But I didn't read the pattern back all the way, and I ripped the whole darn thing out, and I'm reknitting it. I'm very concerned that this is not going to be done by Christmas. I'm actually kind of freaking out, and I'm kind of upset because I wanted to wear this for Christmas so bad. Like, I really can't even, like, convey how badly I want to wear this for Christmas. I'm like, I have worked hard this year. I worked so hard, and there are people that I haven't seen since last Christmas. I mean, I want to go and I want to look good, and I want them to be like, oh, you're looking good, and I love your sweater. I can be like, oh, thank you, I knit it. I mean, that's the joy of knitting a hand knit sweater, right? When somebody compliments you, or they come up, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Of when someone comes up and goes, oh my god, I love that sweater, where'd you get it? Because you're almost like, it looks like a, you know, store-bought sweater, and sometimes it's like, it looks so good. Someone doesn't think, oh yeah, that's a hand knit sweater. Because let's face it, sometimes you look at some stuff and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely hand knit, and you don't mean to be snarky about it, but you don't necessarily mean it in a good way. It happens. But yeah, and you know, I want people to be surprised at how I look, and then I kind of want people to be like, oh, what a beautiful sweater, and I want them to be surprised and be like, yeah, I made it. I made it. So I'm trying really hard. Like I said, by now I would probably be done with the sweater. I probably would have knit the sleeves, because I'm going to only do 3/4 sleeves, because it has cuffs with buttons. And I just don't like the look of it in a long sleeve. I mean, I know I don't have to put the buttons. I could just, you know, knit the cuff like the top or something with the seed stitch. But I kind of like the buttons on the cuff of the sleeve, and I just think I like the look of the 3/4. Even though I'm normally not a 3/4 sleeve kind of gal. Like this sweater, I love the length of the sleeves. This is my windswept that I knit. But I think I'm gonna do that, and plus it'll take less time. I think I will definitely have plenty of yarn now. So the pattern is Snowflake by Tin Can Knits. I'm knitting it out of Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Dramaturg base, and colors London Fog is the gray, and Perfection is the teal. Here, I'll hold this up so you can see it. I really love this sweater, and I love the color combination, and I think the colors look good on me. I mean, it's just like one of those things where I'm like, oh, I can pull this off, I think. Like, I can't wear purple, especially light purple, like lavender. Never in a million years. But I'm like, I think I look good in teal. It works. So, like I said, down to the wire. I still have 3 pairs of mittens to make. 3 pairs of mittens. My other work in progress that is totally being a total time suck is my advent calendar scarf. I've been keeping up, but barely. So today is December 11th, so I am on day 11. I actually it's a free pattern, so I can talk freely about it. There is 30 rows in today's pattern, and I have 10 more to go, so I'm 2/3 of the way done. Now yesterday's pattern I was working on last night, day 10, this one here, I have a great big huge flub. Most people might not be able to see it. It's right here. So I was working on the very last row of the pattern, and I dropped a stitch. Now yesterday's pattern, the lace is worked on both sides. So you don't have like a rest row. There's no purl back row. I hated knitting the pattern. I hated it. I love the way it looks. It's very beautiful, very open, very airy, very elegant. I hated knitting it with a passion. Like, it was painful to knit it because I just found it difficult. It was lots of purling 3 stitches together through the back loops, and it was hard on my hands. It was literally painful at times to get those stitches, and they were so tight, and I was frustrated, and the pattern went on forever. So today's is pretty easy. There's purl back rows. It's just lots of open, easy peasy work. So I'm kind of feeling like I am at a crossroads. I'm almost halfway done with the scarf. When I do day 12, I will be, about halfway? I can't remember if they do 25 days or just 24. I think, isn't a traditional advent calendar only 24 days? Because you don't open one of the little doors on Christmas because Santa comes and brings your presents. So I can't remember if there's 24 or 25 days for sure. So I'm just kind of at a crossroads of, do I work harder on my sweater or harder on my scarf? Because I'm starting to think there's no way I'm going to have both of them done for Christmas. Now, if I don't get the sweater done, I'm still going to want to work on it and finish it. For sure. No doubts. The scarf, I'm kind of afraid if I set it down to catch up on the sweater, I might not want to pick it back up. The motivation to get it done by the deadline will be gone. So I feel kind of guilty about that. And then my other work in progress is a toy. I'm knitting an Orbit, the outgoing alien. Oh wait, before I start more about this, the pattern is the Advent Scarf 2013 by Kristen Bechtel, in case you're looking for it. In my Girl Cave bag, since I'm showing it. It's my Thanksgiving one, but you should be thankful every day. So okay, Orbit the Outgoing Alien, written by myself, is a Christmas gift. I'm trying to get it done. It just needs limbs and stuffing and a face. Anyways, it is being knit out of my hand spun. It is, I believe it's merino. I don't think it's Polworth. I think it's merino. Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Jungle colorway. And I'm like, oh, it's shades of green, and aliens are green, right? So I thought it'd be a very cute alien. And it is super soft. So I think the recipient will love it. I really think it's fun and bright, and I forgot how much I like knitting with my hand spun. I need to get back into spinning. I haven't spun in so long. My poor spinning wheel is getting no love. It's just getting collected, covered in dust. But, so yeah, so this was a joy to knit. I've really enjoyed it. Really quick knit. So that'll be done. I plan to have that done by the end of the week. And that's all I've done. It was kind of a heartbreaking week frogging that sweater, especially since I'm alternating skeins. So I'm alternating the yarn every 2 rows. And what a pain to frog that, because you're constantly untwisting the skeins of yarn as you're going along. And it's not like, oh, you can just hook it up to the ball winder, which is my favorite thing to do. You hook it up to the ball winder and you spin it and it unravels, and yeah, not that easy. But I did recake the yarn before I started knitting with it again, because it was just kind of in sloppy hand wound balls, and I did rewind it and cake it up all nice and neat. Let's see, so that's it. That's all I've worked on, and I do have some Yarny goodness to share with you. I'm very excited. So I saw this, and I had to have it. I don't know how I missed it. I think there's just been so much going on. But I got some Desert Vista dye works in the Zombies Jumping in the Leaves. So, Desert Vista. And it is gorgeous. It is like oranges and an olive green, and there's like a purple, and it's like splotchy. And then it looks like a brown maybe? Yeah, like a dark brown. So it's dark brown, orange, olive, and purple with splatters, and green with splatters. And her fall colorways were going out, making room for the new holiday colorways. So I really wanted to snatch one up because I love Desert Vista Dye Works stripes. I love striped sock yarn above all other sock yarn that I'm going to use for socks. And Desert Vista Dye Works, her stripes are always amazing. I love her Vista base, which is what this is. You get 75, it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is a fingering weight and approximately 462 yards. So, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Thank you, Susan. Oh, and I dropped it. I'll have to pick that up. Of Desert Vista Dye Works for doing a phenomenal job as always. And then I have one other Yarny goodness to show you. So if you are in the Dancing Dog Dye Works Monster Mania Yarn Club and you have not gotten yours for December, look away. So this is the last shipment. There was 4 throughout the year. And when you see this, you will understand why I love it so much. And it's in the Walt's Worst. I think the whole club might have been. Anyways, which is my favorite yarn base ever. And it is 100% superwash merino, 218 yards, and it is vintage teal. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with teal, if you've been watching lately. And it's kind of funny because it's pretty close to the Dramatic Knits Perfection colorway. It's really close. So, I love it. It smells so good. Dancing Dog Dye Works always smells so good. And I don't know what I want to make with it. I'm like, I want to make mittens. I want to make a hat. I want to make a toy. I want to make everything. So, I'm like, oh, I wish I had more than one skein of it. And it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous color. My favorite yarn. It couldn't get much better. So excited to get it. Love, 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 love the club. So, vintage teal. I love it. And then I kind of want to like make a blanket with it, but I'm like, it's one skein. It's not going to go far enough. And then I don't have any magazines or anything else to review right now. Nothing. Which I guess that's good because there's so much going on, and I know lots of people don't have time to watch. So if you leave me now, this is the end of the knitting, and I will see you later. And if you're sticking around, we're going to swing into a slice of life. Woo! So, slice of life. Everything's been busy and crazy here. It seems like I underestimated how hard the whole month of December was going to be. You know, I kind of thought, okay, well, there's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I'm hoping some friends, we can get together for a little dinner party and have dinner with them, which I'll have to make something fabulous. And, you know, so I thought, okay, there's maybe 2 or 3 days out of the month that I'm probably really going to have to worry about. Otherwise, I can just stay the course. No. Because my boys had an awards banquet on Saturday, and it was catered, and the food was amazing. And it was so hard. Like, I was so hungry because it kind of got started a little late. And, oh, I just wanted to excuse me. I just wanted to eat. And then they had these cupcakes. And I'm like, okay, I will have one dessert. And I decided I'm going to have this cupcake because it looked phenomenal. It was the best freaking cupcake I've had probably all year. There were tons of them. The dessert table was huge. Like, the amount of food left over, I don't even think we ate half of it. Like, everyone at the banquet. And, so I went up for a second cupcake. And then it was neat because there was like a whole bunch of food left over, so they took it over to the sheriff's station and they fed the on-duty police officers. So I thought that was fabulous. But I did lose this week 3.7 pounds, which it sounds like huge, right? But after I gained 2.4 last week, it's just kind of balancing out. And I think a big part of Thanksgiving, besides overeating, because I did, especially on the desserts and the stuffing, oh my god, the stuffing, was not drinking enough water. I don't drink enough water. I fully acknowledge that, and I really tried to drink at least 6 8-ounce glasses during the day. I actually have this thing that has measurements on it, and I fill it up, and if I can usually get in that 6, 8 is not obtainable for me. I have tried. I cannot drink that much water no matter what I do. I'm just not that thirsty, and if I'm not thirsty, I don't want to drink anything. And I've watched things where they're like, oh, you just drink it really fast and chug it all. Nope, it comes back up. I can't chug. I'm not a chugger. So, I think, this week I really stuck to trying to get in my 6 cups, and that really helped. And, there was the fumble with the cupcake, and we got pizza one night, and it's just trying to find the balance, because I know it's going to happen. Things like this are going to come up, and I know it's going to happen, and so, anyways, I am at 74.5 pounds lost. 74 and a half. Which means I only need a half a pound to hit my end of the year goal, and 15 and a half to hit my overall total goal. So I'm really excited. I'm keep thinking, okay, I just gotta get that half pound and then not gain anymore before the end of the year to kind of hit my goals. So huge thank you to everyone out there who's been big cheerleaders and have given me especially recipe ideas and stuff. And then I made my first roast yesterday. I grew up primarily vegetarian, so I don't know a lot of how to cook things. And I bought this roast, and it came with this netting over it. It was this string netting, and I'm like, am I supposed to take it off or leave it on? And thank goodness for people on Blurk and friends texting me, and it was awesome. And I'm like, hey, it was good. I like roast. This whole year has just been a huge learning curve with cooking and eating, and because before this year we were big on eating out, and I think I've eaten fast food 3 times this year, not counting Subway, because it's not, to me, I think fast food, I think greasy fried french fries and hamburgers, and so yeah, so instead of 2 or 3 times a week, and maybe it wasn't 3 times, at least probably twice a week. So 3 times in a year is pretty phenomenal. So hopefully the next 2 weeks will go smooth, and like I said, Christmas is 2 weeks away, so I am going to try and record the day after Christmas. So it'll hopefully just be a day late, because I don't think I have any reason to take the whole week off. Still kind of up in the air though. So, like I said, thank you for everyone who helps give me cooking and recipes and advice on how to do things, because it's definitely helped navigate me through times where I'm just like, what do I do? So, I'm gonna wrap up here because I have to get the Advent scarf done for today and then try to get some of that sweater knocked out. It should take me a lot less time because I'm a lot less stitches every row. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Alright, I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, and Fitbit. And until next week, I will see you then. Bye.